All right, sitting down to some Warriors of God. The Wars of England and France, 1135 to 1453. I'd say, I'm not the right, 300 years or so, which is a long time in a war game. 300 years it expands on this. Uh, it is definitely, I wouldn't even say it's definitely not tactical. And definitely, I don't know, I'd even say it's beyond strategic. It's not even strategic. It's mostly a game of, let me see here. What we got? It's mostly a game of leaders. These people right here. And during the 300 years or so, they come and go with their skills. And their ability to lead troops is really what this is about. Now, the years in this game go by really fast. I'll have to look over here. Let me pause this. I'm going up here to the game tract. Find out what we got here in these amount of years. Game turn 1 goes from 1155 to 1140. And that is the Lion of Winter scenario. I'm set up. Let me see. Oh, here we go. 100 Years War. So this one starts a little later. Oh, this one starts later than all of them. So this one doesn't even deal with the 1100. So maybe the scale, like I said, 300 plus years with the two scenarios covers. Is what the two scenarios covers is 300 years. We're down here on this 100 Years War track. That's what I'm starting out with. So there you go. Oh, 3 years per turn. Let's see what we got down here. Well, this one's a lot longer. 21 to 30. 7, 8. Huh. We'll just see what the time scale is, but like I said, it's all about leaders. What I have stacked up here, all these stacks are all leaders. So it's a leaders' war. During the 100 Years War of England, and like I said, my knowledge of history is basically what I see on these games. Although in school I loved history, and like I said, I'm a history buff, just totally amateur, but in no way does this game, represent anything. It's not really a hex and counter game. It's more of a leader game. Totally abstract. But the way they put the game together makes for a good board game. And, abstractly based on 100 Years War, but they got some really good mechanics in here. I've played it before. It's been years. And I looked on my library. I've never done a video of it, so it must have been a long time. As a matter of fact, I had to study on this one. This one's got a little bit of a rules, let me see, issue. I don't know if it's an issue. It was for me anyway. All right, let's see here. Conducting rounds of battles. Players must conduct at least one round of battle, blah, blah, blah. And here it is. I'm sorry about that. Let me see if I can get that light out of there. Get over here. We got too many lights around here. Each player now figures out how many dice he can roll for a round of battle. That's always good. Battle dice. We know all about that. We're war gamers. A player can roll a number of battle dice equal to the lesser of. That's what killed me. I was like, what? And like I said, I'm not the smartest tool in the shed, but number of battle dice equal to the lesser of. So I think I would have phrased that differently. Equal to a player can roll a number of battle dice equal to whatever is less. Yeah. The battle commander's rating. And I wouldn't even know if I put and in there, and or. In other words, let's go over here to his deal here. And if you have any questions, and it's what I did, if you're ever playing this game, definitely don't use my video. Go to Marco Wargamer, or Marco Omni Gamer. And that's a weird thing about his name. He used to be Marco Wargamer, and I sent him a little message on there. He was doing some game that wasn't a war game. I was just messing with him. I'm that type of guy, but I sent him a little message saying, this ain't really a war game, and you're called Marco Wargamer, or something like that, something to that effect. Well, lo and behold, about a week or so later, he changed the title of his channel to Marco Omni Gamer. So, yeah, I'll take credit for it. Yeah, really not. But anyway, here's the deal. All right, how many? We'll go over here. This is his rank. This is really important. This is his bravery in battle. And this is his command rating, I guess is what you want to say. Now, when you go into battle, you don't add up the 5 and the 3. You find out which one is less, which would be the 3, and you use that number. So you roll 3 dice. You know, so that's kind of the way. It's goofy, and you got to kind of watch it when you're going into battles, but you're always looking at the leaders. That's about it. Now, if this guy had a 1 as his bravery and a 2 as his battle rating, you'd use a 3. Or no. If he had a, let me see, what am I doing that? Oh, right now, the way it is, you're using this. But if he had a 2 as his battle rating, you'd use that. So in other words, whatever is less, you know, the lesser of, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I kind of knew what it meant, but it kind of threw me for a loop. So I went straight to YouTube. We got a mechanic at work, and on the side, this is a little side note, and on the side of his toolbox, it's got YouTube certified. And I was talking around, and one guy says, yeah, the guy does, whenever he runs into a problem, he just goes to YouTube. So I got him that sticker. And I thought to him, I said, you know, I've used YouTube a lot, but that thing's a savior. It saved me hundreds of dollars on auto repair. So yeah, this guy's a mechanic working on diesel trucks at my shop, and he does the same thing I do. All right, let's go over here. That is that. Now, what else was I explaining? These areas here, all I value, the big ones, the choice ones, are all got that red outline you can see here, here, here. They're the ones you really want to hang on to. Now, in my last game that I played, the French blew them out. I think we were on maybe turn 7 or something. They already had their 30 victory points. The key was getting England. They get a lot of victory point bonuses for having the French in England. Oops, sorry about that. But, yeah, so we'll go ahead and play the game, and I'll explain more to you as I'm going along. And like I said, I'm just learning it too. But it's definitely a good game of strategy. It's not as abstract, and I like area movement games. There's nothing wrong with them. I mean, each one's different. As a matter of fact, I haven't played a hex encounter game in a while. I'm looking over there at that old Midway Solitaire. That's a good game too, but these are all area games. I'll have to do some hex encounters. But that's about it. When we come back, we'll start rolling the dice and moving our mice. So are some warriors of God. Be right back. All right, then, ready to play. First thing you do in this game is determine initiative. You just real simply just roll for initiative. You got a little modifier in each scenario. I'm not sure about the Lion of Winter. I haven't played that one yet. Supposedly, I was watching Callendale. I like old Callendale. He is really good. And what was I going to say about him? I don't even know. I lost my train of thought. But, he says Lion of Winter is the shorter, easier scenario, and he started out with that one on his video. So, we're down here determining our initiative. Now, as you would have seen if you watched his video, he does a good breakdown on all kinds of games. He's another one of my sources. And these guys do hundreds of games compared to my maybe 1 or 2 a year. But having the initiative in this game isn't always a good thing. They balance that out a lot by giving the player without the initiative a lot of the first moves. So they've got a lot of good mechanics in this game. This game here is by Multi-Man Publishing. Let's give credit where credit is due. Oh, designer. Oh, Makoto Nakajima. Huh. And I'm telling you what, that is one country I can't wait to go to, is Japan. I've been to Canada, Mexico, Germany, Italy. I think that's about it. Italy was fantastic. Developers, Mark Starkweather. Graphic artist, Mark McCaffrey. Rules writer. No, there it is. John Gutierrez. Visual support, Brent Easton. All right, Brent. Playtesting and proofreading, Edwards. Jammer, Rick Finbacher. Proofreading, Ian Connects. Michelle Starkweather. Special thanks to Edward Jammer, Dick Richardson, Charles Vassy, and Bryant Yaus. Oh, well, there you go. Here's the team that developed this game. And I'm telling you, some of those videos I watched are 10 years old. So this game goes back a ways. This is an oldie. Just getting it on my channel. But we do have some games in the pipeline. I got some from GMT, and those games take years to develop. I got one I can't wait for. I think that goofy thing's been in there. When it comes to cards that they charge that on, I've had to change them 2 or 3 times because I don't know if I've changed banks if my cards expire or something, I guess, like that. But I have to make sure I got the latest card on there because it takes them forever to get these games out. Well, I don't know, but that'll be a big moment when we get my latest GMT game. All right, so anyway, we are on the scenario setups, and it tells you what to do all here. Impulse from ready marker 0. Using the scenario specific setups, and this is the way they got this one set up. And here are your areas. Now you want the areas with the most value. Now, like I said, number 3 is good. You got a couple of them number 2s. Number 3 value areas also produce specialized troops, like these gunners, maybe, and these knights. But knights don't give you any real good special attack value. They just absorb a lot of hits. So that's, you don't get no +1 modifier per knight. This is really a basic game, but like I said, it's got a lot of strategies going on into it. What else we got here? We got area control markers, French and English. You can see they start us out with we get to start out each of us with our 3 value area. Let me give you a little zoom in here. Yeah, with our 3 value area. They have their king there, and bonuses for having kings in your home area. So, and you can kind of see, maybe let's look at his coat of arms. Yeah, see how his coat of arms matches his area? Oh, sorry about that. Bad camera work. Amateur operation. But that's key. When they come onto the board, if you have an option to put them in any area you control with that French marker on it, or whatever area carries their coat of arms. And if you bring them in on an area with their coat of arms, you get to bring in troops. So in other words, these guys are coming off in their home territory and bringing in locals that are loyal to them. And that you can raise that no matter what. If you pull a leader and he's supposed to come on one of these areas and it's occupied by another general, or this guy's coming on no matter what because he's raised troops in that area. He's ready to raise an army. And I think back then, man, we are warrior people. These guys it's all about killing your neighbor. So, yeah, these guys just come on like that. So here you go. We got this Philip. Another thing is, he had to be a 3-star leader, at least, or only 3-star leaders, because there's only 1, 2s, or 3s. 3-star leaders are the only ones that can be your king. All right, 3-star leaders can only have knights. Now, in this game, you also have leaders that aren't from certain areas. You got mercenaries. Here's some mercenary units along. Now, these mercenary areas, you'll notice, don't have a value. You won't be doing nothing with these. These are what's called neutral areas, I guess, but they do have mercenaries, people that are up around these countries and want to make a buck fighting. I guess that was a big thing then. You had your growing season, your fighting seasons, and oh man, what a different way of life that was. But when the crops were out of the field, I guess in the wintertime, it was time to grab yourself a battle axe, a bow and arrow, a spear, and whoever wants to pay to kill people. It's crazy. So anyway, that's that so far. You can see we're starting off with the king in England and the French king over here. Let's look at this real quick. You got your king markers, but also they're having some fun with this game. I like the way the guys, you'll notice that in the rules too. Oh, also, in this scenario specific rules, you have home court advantage. When ruling for initiative, if your king's in his home country, you get a die roll modifier. If you have no king in play, which can happen because these guys are battling it out left and right, you get a modifier. So these are all modifiers. Also, we have us English Sea Dog, which gives the English, of course, they get to transport more troops across the oceans because they are a seafaring people. And Joan of Arc. I haven't got to her yet. Maybe that might be the Iron, or what is that called? The Lion of Winter scenario? I'll look and see, but I never did pull her. So she must be in the Lion of Winter, so that'll apply. Well, not, but don't. It applies in this one. Oh, she must be later on in the game, and I didn't get that far. because I've only played one game anyway. So, all right, so we got the king here. We're getting ready to roll for initiative. And the way this game starts out, he's in Brittany, but I don't think he controls it. Now, that's a good chance here. Let's see what goes on here. He's in Brittany, Charles, but no, just infantry. That's right, no control marker. So I've got that set up right. No control marker. English are in Brittany, which makes sense. Britain owns Brittany. That's always kind of weird too. Did Britain have any influence on that area being called Brittany? Brittany in France would be like, you know, an area in England called Frenchy or something. It's goofy, but you know, maybe it does because the English are starting there with old Charles G. Boy, and he is in Brittany. And it's a 2-controlled area, but you don't control it yet, so I don't get no bonuses there. When you control it, you can use it like a funnel to bring on troops and do all kinds of things. I'll show you what's going on. There's all kinds of mechanics in this game that are fun. So yeah, that's about it. Now French also has a person or a leader in Flanders. Oh, is that right? Let me make sure. That's a 3 control. Is he gonna be in there? Let's check that out here. We'll come down here and see. Flanders. Yeah. Jacob von Albury. Artillery with 1 infantry, but no control marker. That's what we got going on there. So that's cool. Oh, that's a 3 area too, though. Oh man, that could be a total French advantage. Flanders. All right. Well, and this is the type of game where it's like chess, I think. If you go to a convention and play this, there might be opening moves for this game. I don't know, like I said, this is my first game, but I'm getting that feeling. So we're going to go just look at everything, and we'll make a lot of thoughts into our moves and play it to the best of our ability. But there you go. We're starting out with the control around, I guess that'd be Paris, the Paris area. And he controls England, a lot bigger area. Definitely a lot bigger area, but it don't make no difference. It's still only ranked at 3, so when we come back, we're going to roll for initiative, start playing. I'll explain the rest as we go along. All right, well, when you begin the game, like you said, we determine initiative, but there is this section, scenario setups and special rules, preparing the board, parentheses, both scenarios. You come on down there, everything's really good, but then you come to this. Selecting the non-aligned leaders both scenario. After preparing the board, each player rolls a die. The player with the higher roll selects one of the 2 non-aligned leaders. Now, that's something we haven't got to yet. Oh, let's pick this one. And well, let's pick the French, the 2 French. All right. The difference here is, let me pause this one. All right, we're back. I had to get my little pointer. I don't know if you could tell really on this as much as I can. Let me see if I can get closer here. But let's go out further. That's something else with this game. All right, I don't know if you could tell, but this leader here is on that's yellow stars on a black background, where these 3 stars is more on a blue background. Now, the blue background, it's kind of goofy. That's the only thing. This game, you know, if you want to be nitpicky, they could have did that better. Looking at this screen, I can hardly tell the difference. But this is you'll tell the difference here in a second. This blue means he's a natural Frenchman. This black means he'll go anywhere. He's more of a leader for hire. I don't know if I'd call him a merc, but yeah, he'd go either way, and that way you can always tell because it's Jacob D. Artverdi. He can either be French or he can be English. So he flips. He's a flipper. All right, now on this one it says, after preparing the board, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you know what, though? Maybe that's what they do. Let's try that. We'll both learn this as we go along. All right, let's put this leader back. I think I just figured out what they're doing. All right, Felipe is the king. He goes over here. He has 3 troops underneath him. All right, now let's go do some mechanics here. Important game info. All right, you see that he has 3 troops. He can lead as many troops as his stars. So he has 3 stars. He's able to lead 3 times that, so that's 9. That's his capacity for leadership. All right, so he can lead. He's got 3. He can lead another 6. So he's below capacity. All right, that's all. Here's what I was telling you about this. They got the old Leroy Estmoy, whatever that is. Oh, I know what that means in French. It's good to be king. So there you go. They got a nice little French. Not that I can read French or anything. It's just that on this one here, they got the same thing. They got the English king. If you want to have some fun with it, you flip it over to this side. It's good to be the king. So I'm guessing that that's what it says on the other one, but just in French. So yeah, you got some fun. You'll see that in the rules. They kind of explain the rules in a fun way. All right, where are we at here? Okay, yeah. All right, so we got that leader there. They'll take care of it. So these are the 2 leaders that are the up for grabs. All right, they're both gonna be. Although on this one here, it tells you. Oh, Flanders. Okay, well it doesn't tell you what side he's supposed to be on. Control marker. So yeah, see, it's just a matter. I've played this game. Like I said, I'm not the sharpest tool in the ship. We're gonna figure this out. Okay. So those 2 leaders go here, but which side they're on and which one it is will depend on which side he is by our die roll here, by this little scenario. So after preparing the board, each player rolls a die. The player with the higher roll selects one of the 2 non-leaders. That'll be our first thing. Red die for Britain, white die for France. Now, the game included that many dice. I think they gave you 10. I always got to make sure because I drop these things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, they give you 10 dice. And this is just from my collection. But Brit and French. And we'll roll. Find out what it does after this. Oh, tie. I think tie always goes to England. The player with a higher roll selects one of the 2 non-aligned leaders on the map for his side. His opponent gets the remaining one. English player wins tie die roll. So English is 1. These are the 2 leaders. Now what you want to do is look at these. All right, they're both 1s. No differential there. This leader here is a bravery rating of 1, but he's got this is the number of dice he can roll in a battle is a 3, and he can only roll 2. So the British player will definitely want to take Jacob. So Jacob flips. He's not going to be British or French. He's going to be British. So I will put him on. It says here where he goes. Jacob goes into Brittany or Flanders. Oh wait. Jacob's go. Oh, so we're changing this around. So the British here now. Yeah, I see what's going on here. They will take care of Flanders. All right, because it says here in Flanders is Jacob with 1 infantry, but you roll up here for his allegiance. So there you go. Now, meanwhile, Charles, the British get to win a tie, so I get, as a French player, I get this guy, and he goes over here, Brittany. So that'll change the game up. You can see what we just did there. I had it messed up wrong. So, hey, it's a learn through. It's a learn through. I hope you guys, everybody learned something here. All right, well, who is this guy here? He's got to be, it's blue. I don't know if you can see it, but he's blue, so it means he's totally French. On his backside won't be a French or a British side. It'll be another French leader that comes on later. See, this is a turn of entry, 0. So if I flip him over, yep, another French leader, and he'll come over here at 6. So when he dies, and these guys go through, because this game takes up a long time, and these guys can't live no 100 years, so they flip off pretty quick. Oops. All right, so that's kind of cool. We'll put him here. Make sure who out of France. Yeah, he got 2 leaders. Philippe with 3 infantry and Louis de Pierre with 1 infantry. We're good. Make sure everything's good. John Chanros, and then we picked the 2 mercenary leaders ready to go. All right, now we will roll for home court advantage, or we'll roll for initiative. But the English king is in England, which he is. The player gets 1 die. Well, they cancel each other out. If the French king is in Paris, the French player gets his die roll, adds 1. Now, if they somebody gets killed, we subtract. But you can see if the British king is in England, you got your king in another space. You lose that advantage. So, strategy number 1: do you want to keep your king in his home country and get that advantage? So we are going to roll for initiative. And the advantages cancel each other out. Here we go for the opening moves of Warriors of God. And it is the French player who has the initiative. Alright, let's go over here now. Oh, we will go over to impulses. Alright, the key thing too is that die roll. We gotta save that die roll, and I didn't, so I'll just play back to video. But initiative player will be the French. Here and here. There you go. And up here, we go to our game turn marker. Where is our game turn marker? I lost my game turn marker. Is it down here? Oh, here you go. I haven't put it on here yet. You'll see here, it's got a bright one. You can see this. I don't know if you can see it. Let me put it in the light. There you go. That would be the initiatives with the British player. I mean, you really can't tell, but supposedly the one on the right is brighter than the one on the, or the one on the left is brighter than the one on the right. You can see, since it's going to be the French with the initiative, we'll flip this one over. And you can see where it's different here because the British are darkened. That could have been done better. I mean, I don't know if I can even see that. Notice that. But turn one on top. These are all the generals that are going to come in on that turn one, but that's not until phase 9 of the turn you bring these guys on. So British are darkened out, French are not. French have the initiative. Alright, we're up here, no victory points yet, and now we're going to determine impulses, and that's how you move, you guys. Let's get you out of here. Alright, so I think it was a 6 and a 1. Let's check out. I'm not sure. I'll be right back. Alright, well, there was a die roll. Now what you'll do, we'll come back over here at the rules. You look at that, at this one with me. Oops. Oh, major faux pas. We'll be right back. Alright, Dan, hope we got it all straightened out. I've got a timer on this, so I'm going to have to clear out the memory. But, yeah, we got a little bit of a hangover here, which could be very dangerous. Knocked everything on off. And that's always been, I've been watching, well, that's always been my, I gotta complete my sentences, I'm sorry. That's always been my fear. If I ever went to a war game convention, I think my mind overdoes my mouth sometimes. I think way ahead of myself. But anyway, let's get back to it. I watch these videos. I think Wolf's Lair and somebody else, Art Wolf or whatever, he has to do with he's got his own channel. I forgot. I'll have to give it a plug. But they're at a wargaming convention, and he's going. I think it might be Compass Games. Somebody's having a convention this weekend, but he's going checking out all these tables, and man, these tables are cramped. I mean, you know how it is with war games. But it's always been my fear that when I go to my first convention, I'll be there with a couple gamers, and I'll do what I just did, bang, and I'm telling you, everything went flying. What if that happens? That would be a nightmare. Oh, God, yeah. One thing about wargamers, if you ever go to a convention, don't hit the table and do what I just did. But it wasn't that bad. It was easy to clean up. All right. We're back here, ready to go on with determining the impulses. Let's go over here. Phase. All right. So, wrong one. Sorry about that. Alright, determine your initiative, which we just did, but you take this die roll, and whatever's less is the number you're going to use for the impulses. So this ain't going to be a big impulse turn, and you add 2. So the player with the initiative will get 3. You put him up here at 3, and the uninitiative player only gets 2. So this ain't going to be a big move at all. But one thing about this game is, what you see here isn't going to last long. This game is going to get so cluttered with leaders. I mean, they're just going to start pouring in, and that's where the fun starts coming in. So don't let the looks deceive you. It starts off slow, but it gets going really quick. I got a dog I think I got to bring in here. We got snow. We had snow today, so this might be a preview of my gaming season. Usually, knock on wood, because it's only November, but after the first snow, it's usually been tradition at my places, we're done for the year. But I know we got some big projects going on. Hopefully, I think it's going to be up in the 50s. But our morning temperatures are in the teens, and we work with a lot of water, with the asphalt and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm home Monday, so it might be a early gaming season for me. We will see. But let me take a little break and we'll be right back. Alright, a few hours later, and we're back at the table. I'm ready to conduct the action impulses, and as we just did, we determined that the initiative player gets 3, and the non-initiative player gets 2. During your impulses, you can do 3 things, or one of 3. You could move a leader, which costs an impulse. You can remove an enemy control marker, which costs an impulse, or you can pass, which costs an impulse. So, as I tell you in the rules, using the pass is a very legitimate move that you can make. Sometimes you just don't want to go nowhere. So we'll go ahead and start right now with the French player. Let me look this over and see what would be most advantageous. We'll be right back. Alright, we're starting off here. And I'm checking this out. Like I said, I've only played one game before, but it was just mostly moving around and checking things out, mechanics. Burgundy with its nice little 3 value looks like a really nice target. This one down here don't look bad either, but the only problem is the only way I can get an advantage is by using my king, and I'd have to move him out. If I wanted to attack here, he's got a better battle rating, but remember, you use the lesser of the 2, so he'd only roll 1 die instead of 4. If I attacked him, we're looking at the same thing, just 1 die, so it'd be a 1-to-1 die attack, and I don't know about all that. I might just move over here to this unguarded 3 and then see if I can't, control it later. One thing I want to make note of in this 100 Years Wars is this king, this English king they start out with. All right, now here's an example. Which one's less? 4 or 1? Not really rocket science. You'd be rolling 1 die. But with this guy here, he's got an exceptione. He's got a caveat. All right, English king. What's less? 5 or a 3? He'd be rolling 3 dice, but he gets an exception. The only exception is he'll start with 3 dice, but he will add 5 for these archers. So whenever you see an archer, you go with the lesser. The 5 or the 3 is the 3's lesser, but then you add these. So he gets to roll 8 dice. So this old King Edward, which is archers, are the force to be reckoned with these opening moves. Oh, heck. Look at this. All right, one-handed. We'll be right back. All right, so my first choice was go ahead and send this guy on his way. We got to look at these impulses, though. He's only got 2 impulses. That's something to keep in mind. I got 3, so I can get there with this impulse here be 1. He can get there in 2. The only thing I'm worried about is old King Edward. Over here. That is a force and a half. So we are going to... Oh, he just needs to start barreling on in with that king, which is me. I'm just, like I said, playing the best of my ability on both sides. Let's move him back. We'll take old Charles. So for our impulse, we're going to go ahead and move. Well, let's do this. All right, King Edward, you want to come on in for us? We'll move Charles into Normandy as a blocking action. Now, another thing in this game, you don't have no terrain effects, but you do have these borders. So when he moves over, I think only 1 unit can move over this border. 2 units can move over, 2 or 3 can move over a clear border. Or wait, hold on. Let's do this over again. 1 unit can move over a dark border. That means it's rough terrain. So only 1 unit. 2 units can move over clear. But in this game, if you cross it from here to here on a river, I think you get 3 units that can move, representing river transport. That's probably the borders with the rivers are the ones you can move more liters. That's a 3-liter capacity. So what you're looking for is the border capacities. 3 units can move here, 2 can move here, only 1 can move through here. If I got that right, it's something like that. We'll look at it when we do it. But I'm looking at moving him on over here to Normandy. I mean, he'll get 8 up. He can only roll 1 die. Old Edward's rolling 8. That is crazy to start this game out with. But, oh man, who do I stop him with? Lesser's 1. Lesser here's 5 or 3, so I'm looking at 3 dice against 8. Oh, Edward's gonna come around and kill us. Let's move. Oh man, what do you do to stop old King Edward? Huh? Just to start off with, we'll move. Our first impulse will be moving across this one. We'll look on here too real quick. Hold on. Moving leaders. One leader can move to an adjacent area across an obstructed border. So that's what that is, obstructed. So one leader, we got that right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got that down pat. So that will take care of the French. One impulse. So the only smart thing for the British to do, and they can move up here to, and then we'll go back to the rules. The English player can move up to 2 leaders from the same friendly controlled area across one sea connection to any other area. So it don't have to be friendly controlled, even if it's not. There you go. Yeah, alright, so you can move 2. What would he want to do? Now see, if he moves that king out, he don't get that initiative die roll, but who cares? Get you guys over there into Paris. So what we're going to do is, well, King Edward's going on hill. He's doing what he needs to do. He's moving across the English Channel into Normandy. Now he will be considered the aggressor. You'll get yourself an aggressor movement, an aggressor marker here. And that'll have key things to do with the battle, but yeah, he's moving on in. Across the English Channel. That'll take care of his impulse. Now how will the French respond? Huh. I say let him have it. As long as he can't do nothing else, he can't move. No, can he move somewhere else? Yeah, that's another thing too. You can move out of a space if there's no other leaders. If there's other leaders pinning you in there, you can't move out. So let's look and see here. We'll find that out real quick, what his capability is. We're waiting for the French impulse. We're going to check out the rules real quick. Be right back. Alright, a leader may not move away from an area if the number of enemy leaders in the area is equal to or greater than the number of friendly leaders in the area. An enemy control marker counts as an enemy leader. Oh, you know what? I didn't make note of that. And a friendly control marker counts as a friendly leader. Well, there you go. He's stuck there now. He can't move out, so that's good. That's what we wanted to do, is pin him down there. That makes our job a little bit easier. What do we want to do in response? He's going to crush. Well, what's his name? Do we want to go on the offensive? I think that's going to be it for now. We need to get down there and get this. We got 2 impulses remaining. Yeah, we're going to do this with our impulse. Move through there. That's that border's got a 2-liter capacity, so we can move that one. So move him there. It'll take care of our impulse. The British can either move, pass, or remove a marker, but they're not going to remove a marker yet. So let me see what they're going to do. Be right back. All right, as a British player, the king's stuck here. He can't move. I got Brittany, which is good. Now, when it comes time to control these, when it comes time to try to control this area, you got to roll your rank or less. So I got to roll a 1 or less to control that, which really probably ain't going to happen. Let's keep him in England. I'm thinking about on the English impulse here, we're just going to pass, because you don't never know when it's time to bring up leaders. When this first stack of leaders comes up, there could always be one with this British symbol. And he'll pop up in England, and I won't have nobody there to resist, so we're going to keep him in England. So the British move here is going to be to pass. And that will leave us with goofy dog hairs everywhere. My hair is gray, so if you see a black hair on my board, it's my dog. Sorry about that. All right, so then with the French, we are going to move in the burgundy with its 3 value, and that'll take care of the French Impulse. There you go. All right, now I give you these nice cards. I got a couple of them on here. Oh, look at this disaster waiting to happen. I didn't even see that. I have a bunch of course, more dog hair. All right, what we got going on here? Conduct impulses now to resolve the battles. And in this one, we'll be able to see how this battle turns out. Let me do a little bit of housekeeping here. We'll be right back. All right, a little bit better. Although, kind of living on the edge here. You know, it's one thing. I only got a dog, and he's not too rambunctious. But man, if we had children running around, and I was never blessed with children, so we don't have no kids, but no children around here. But I used to watch old Players Aids and some of those videos. I guess they record that at Alexander's basement. You could hear those kids upstairs running around. So, wonder how many boards he's lost. And you know, just out of shits and grins, if I ever went to a gaming convention, if I had ever had a chance to play with Mark Herman or something like that, I could just see me sitting down saying, "Oh, hey, how you doing, Mark?" and all that, and I was like, boom, hit the board and everything going nuts. Oh, gosh, you have to be walking on glass on those tournaments, knocking these around. This table I got, it's a nice table, but boy, it'll move easy. So, anyway, and I'm not just pulling a chair in. You see how little area I got here. So, yeah, just pulling that chair on in. Knock that sucker over. All right, we're ready for a battle. And our first battle's going to be up here. Let's go ahead and get on over to the right spot in the rules. Conduct action impulses, moving leaders, resolving battles. A battle must occur in every area that contains 2 leaders of both sides. All right, so here you're going to go ahead and determine the battle commander on each side. Not really hard to do here. It'll be the British King versus Charles. All right. Conduct a siege. Now, if we have a control marker in the area, you can, if you control the area, you can go ahead and go in behind the castle walls, I guess is what it is. And the other guy conduct a siege, and that's where gunners come into effect. That really helps break down those walls. Unfortunately, we're not that far in the game. So we're just going to go ahead and basically, we will conduct a siege. We will go on over here to a, I know what I'm doing, but I just want to go through the rules here and make sure everything's all right. All right, well, let's see here. Procedures. Conduct a round of battle, that's what we're looking for. All right, well, to make a long story short, you pick the lesser number. So we're going to be rolling 1 die because it's a lesser number between 2 and 1. So, and these, I don't know, soldiers or units, they're generic. They go on both sides. None of these, except for these ones right here. That's French and Navy British, but yeah, they're generic, both sides. The units really don't matter. It's the general. All right, so I'm rolling 1 die for him. The lesser these numbers is a 3, so we'll be rolling over 3 like we said, but we're adding a 5. At 5 supersedes, you always add the archer, so he'll be rolling 5 dice against my 3, and I do believe a 6 is what you're looking for to hit. So let's look. And there might be some other modifiers because of those archers. So let me look at this real quick and we'll be right back. All right, so here it even tells you. Let's go down here in these rules. A little note. Remember that gunner troop strength points do not count towards the number of battle dice. That's only for sieges. All right, we'll go up here. All right, here. If a player has 1 leader and 1 gunner in an area, he can only roll 1 battle die, representing his leader's intrinsic troop strength point. And yes, while you may have 20 non-longbowmen troop and leader strength points in the battle, if your battle commander's battle rating is 1, then you can only roll 1 die. That's the way it goes. One battle die each battle round. And yes, longbow troops and leaders, longbow leaders, could be counted towards a number of battle dice rolled in subsequent I or 1 and 2. Yeah, they do this kind of different, but you can tell they're, I wouldn't say foreigners, but anyway, 1 and 2. And counted again in substeps 3 and 4. This means that a player whose longbow troops are leaders in a battle could roll more battle dice than their battle commander's rating. So that's what we're doing there. So like I said, we're looking at 8 versus a 1. Also, this is another thing. This guy's going to kill us. Now compared to bravery ratings of the two battle commanders, the one whose battle commander has a higher value may add the difference on all their battle die rolls. Neither gets a modifier if they're the same. So he has a 2, he has a 1, so he gets a +1 on all of his. So he's going to roll 8 dice. We'll do this right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I do believe 6 is hit. Every die roll of 6 is a hit. Okay, let me see. Every die roll of 6 is a hit. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looking for. We'll add 1 to each of these. So I think 5s and 6s hits. Oh my God! Well, he's got 2 because he adds 1 to all the die rolls. So this is a 5. That's a 2. That's a 5. 2, 5, 3, 6, and 6. So he gets 2 hits. That he nails on us. We're going to respond as the French player with just 1 die. Right there. And we're looking for a 6. We get a 5. No good. So we suffer 2 hits, which will be a 1 hit taken away here. And then I think the leader gets hammered. So let me check out how we do that. We'll be right back. Each player must now remove troop strength points or leaders of his choice for each battle hit he received. According to the following restriction, the leader may not be removed until he has no troops left. So there you go. Battle commander must be removed last, and the removal of 1 knight or cavalier troop strength satisfies 2 hits. Alright. So hits are taken simultaneously. Alright, now I gotta find out what we do with this leader if he takes a hit. I think we go to the elimination. So here you go for that French leader. We're gonna roll 1 die and find out what his fate was. 5. He is captured. So we take the French leader and he goes in the old Tower of London. So there you go. That's how you do that. We're done here. King is up here. He didn't lose no men. And that'll be it for the battles. But you can see how this is going. King's something else. Now another thing though, we will take a penalty because our king is not in England when it comes time for the when it comes time for that initiative die roll in the beginning of the game. So there you go. That will take care of that. That is the end of the battles. And I think that was a pretty well proved move for the English. You know, that King Edward's a force to be reckoned with. He's threatening my king. What can we do? All right, next on the old player aid card. And they got a lot of stuff. Let's just look at the game here. Let's just have a little chance to look at the game. Components, nice and thick, really thick. These are thick here. You got the archers on there in the back. They always got some kind of a saying there. Yeah, so it's a nice game. Big, you know, you don't have to worry about squinting, unlike those early Avalon Hill games. So, yeah, I like the look of it. It's got a nice little feel to it. This is all written really nice. Got some nice stock. There's a player aid card. We're going on down here. Area control. You have area control if battle offer C. I mean, everything you need is shortcutted right here. But we're going to go ahead and play this game. And after we resolve the battles, we determine control of the areas. Alright, this is where you try to satisfy, try to get those 3 points by getting control. Let's see here. Where are we at? To control the area, you have to satisfy certain requirements. First, remove all aggressors markers from the map. So there you go. Remove the aggressor markers. Next, go over the map. Control area becomes uncontrolled if it contains at least 1 leader from opposing sides. So we don't have that happening yet. An uncontrolled area contains a leader who is not disgraced will become controlled on that leader's side by, and is not the home leader, rolls a die equal to or less than his rank. So here you go. Do we do this for certain things? Mercenary troops, blah, 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 blah. Last, remove disgraced marker. So anyway, here's how you do it. It don't say you have to, who goes first. All right, we're here for Brittany. His rank is a 1. We need 1 or less to control Brittany. Let's see if we can do it. 3, no good. I usually do it like this, because the board's going to get cluttered. So there you go. And so this will help you go around here. When this board gets cluttered, I just put the dice on there. All right, now here's another key one. Oh, Jacob von Arborde. I have no idea. RT Verde needs a 1 or less. Roll a die for him. Oh, he gets it. That is a major victory for the. And he can go either way. So he's just going with the English this turn. He just got them control of Flanders with 3. That'll definitely help with the victory point. So that was major right there. All right, so we'll go ahead and that one goes there. Yeah, control marker. Let's go for the king, English king, 3 or less. Trying to gain control of Normandy. Trying to roll 3 or less for control. 6, no good. All right. And that'll be it because this one's already under control. That one's already under control. No other units in any areas. So we'll take the die off this one and the British gain control. It definitely helps. All right. We are going to go on to the next one. There is leader somewhere. However, there's mercenary troops. Yeah. Well, this is something you might want to remember next time. If they got mercenary troops in there, as if his rank were 6. Oh. So mercenaries, so when you're trying to control area, I think hinder. But we ain't got no mercenaries with anybody right now, so. Next. Raise troops and place mercenaries. Yep, that's what's next. Non-initiative, so that means the English will go first. Let me read this real quick. I'm familiar with it, but I just want to make sure I go through it instead of going through each line of the rules, so we'll just do it. Hold on a second. Alright, phase 5, raise troops and place mercenaries. So the non-initiative player will go first. The only place you can raise troops at is the place where you have these markers. So, and you raise the troops according to what the area value is. So we will go over here to England. It's got a value of 3. So we will come raise 3 troops. Now we can do it this way. We can give them 3 of these. Whoops. Oh, where's the 3 spot? We can get them 3 this way. Or we can have 1 knight, 1 bow and arrow. And what it is, we could do it this way. I'm pretty sure. Let me check here. Oh, Knights and Cavaliers. What was it like? Oh, if you use all their knights, I think that's the only thing you can do there. For turn. Remove from the game. Remember, only a 3-star leader can control a knight. So if you put him up there anyway, he can't control him because he's in Normandy. the king, and the only guy we have there is a 1 rank, so we won't be doing that. But I think when you raise a knight, that takes care of all your points. Let me see here. Can only be raised especially only a knight and chevalier can be raised per turn per eligible area, and this counts towards the total number of troops in that area. So we could raise 3 in England, but if we raise a knight, that's going to take care of all 3. So we weren't going to be doing that anyway, because the king's not up there to control them. We could raise a gunner. A gunner only counts as 1, but the restriction on gunners is they got to be true English generals. They can't be one of those that can flip. They can't be a black lined English general. It's got to be a red lined. So our leader, rather, I don't know what to say, lead general. So let me see how I'm going to do this. What's going on with crossbowmen? Can anybody be raised again? Longbowmen archers can be only raised in England and Wales, are not generic. Only 2, blah, blah, blah. Alright, so anybody can do those. We do like those cross arrows, the archers. So let's do it this way. Let's go. We will do this for the England to satisfy the 3. We'll do it like that. Now you don't assign them to nobody. They're just up there in the area. We just raised them. So we're going to raise these. These are always good because no matter what, you add that 1 to whatever dice rolls. So if he can roll on this one here, pick the lesser number when it comes time to fight. The 4 or the 1. We'll pick the 1, but you can add 1 over and above. Whenever you have archers, you can always add their number over and above the number there. So we'll just place them there. Let's go over here. We control this area, Flanders. That was really big with a 3. So you gotta look at the leader that's there. That's a black striped leader compared to the red stripes. He has black stripes, so he can't control gunners. Only a red striped leader can. Flanders, I don't know if Flanders can produce a knight, but only a 3-star leader can control a knight, so there'd be no use in doing that. What we will do at Flanders then, I guess, is do this. Oh, we will just put 3 troops there. That's all they can do. Now, them are the 2 controlled areas by English. The French only control 1 area, and that's France. So he's at a disadvantage. The English have already raised 6 troops, and one of them's an archer. So you can kind of see how this game's starting out. Definitely in favor of the English. So we got 6 total troops. I'm only going to be allowed to raise 3 because I didn't take control of an area. This control failed. His control succeeded in Flanders. Like I said, that was good. Knowing this game, that was a big advantage. So what do we want to do here? Now the French don't have any archers, but I think they can get them if we raise a certain general in that area, and it's a mercenary general. We'll get to that when we get to it. But anyway, all right. What do we want to do? I think we want a gunner due to our total French leader with our king. In case we want to lay siege, that's always good, but that won't take into effect if we're going to battle right now. We're only rolling 3 dice, so we need men. We need men. So let's give us for the French. Ooh, we're going to put 3 in here. That'll give us some die rolls against the old threatening British king. So there he is. You don't assign them yet. You just put them in there. All right, now that's it. Now you place mercenaries, blah blah blah. The mercenaries are always there. You don't really have to do anything. They're always in their country. Now we go on to phase 6. This is where you deploy. All right, now deploying troops is, you see how you got all these troops out here? They can move around independently. They don't have to be with the leader on the deploy phase. But the only caveat is they can only move from one controlled area to each connecting controlled area. So now this guy at Flanders, he can't move his troops anywhere because back and forth here, there's no arrow. I'd have to have this control marker either here or here. And the thing of it is, like I said, this is the beginning of the game. It's going to get cluttered really quick. But once you get a bunch of control markers, you can move those troops from here all the way up here if you have connecting control markers across the sea, all the way up to here. So that deploying troops will definitely come into benefit when it later on in the game. You can really move those troops around. Right now, with England only controlling 2 spots that aren't connected, they won't be deploying any troops. French only got 1 spot, they won't be deploying any troops. Now you can deploy mercenaries now. All right. Now, the thing with mercenaries is they can only go from a neutral spot to a spot that you control. The only one that qualifies right now is right here. All right. Now, when you deploy these mercenaries, they got to be deployed underneath the general right away. So we have 1 spot. This spot here. See these mercenaries are next to my general here, but I don't have a control marker on there, so I can't use the mercenaries. Mercenaries over there, you can see they got to be next to control marker. I got to get those control markers here. Got to get those next to it. The only one that qualifies is him, and he's there's advantages and disadvantages of having mercenaries. So let me look over here. All right, now he's only got a capacity for 3 units, so he's already got 1. Yeah, see, he's already overstocked. He can't take any more. So when it comes time for to assign troops, he's going to have one he's going to lose. So mercenaries are staying there. We have no reason. We have no room for them. We don't have a leader who can take care of them. I mean, when they come in, I can bring them in now and take them and put them underneath my leader, but it'll go against if I want to control an area later. Because of mercenaries, people don't like mercenaries in their country. But so I'm just going to keep the mercenaries there, and yeah, no mercenaries being deployed this round. So deploy troops, recruit mercenaries. We did all that. None of it will happen because it's still early in the game. I mean, we won't be recruiting any mercenaries, like I just said. All right, next is depose of captured leaders. This is cool because we got a leader right here. And they got all kinds of mechanics in this game that are really cool. When we come back, though, I'm going to take a break. We will leader exchange, ransom. We're going to ransom this guy, or we're going to leave him to rot. There's all kinds of things. I can get this leader back, but I have to give up a control marker. And I ain't giving up a control marker there, so guess what, dude? You might be in that prison for a while, but when it comes time for victory points, you get victory points deducted if you got guys in your jail. It's always a catch. We'll be right back. All right, we dispose of captured leaders in this phase, and we can exchange them, but unfortunately there's nobody in there with the British to exchange them with, or with the English, I guess in this game is what they're called. Or we can ransom them. We can get them out of there by giving up our control of Paris, or Idle de France, as they call it, and that ain't gonna happen. So guess what? He's gonna rot, at least for this turn. Now I know it's gonna hit me on victory points, but that's all I can do right now. I have no choice. All right. Now this is kind of like the, I don't know if you'd say the funnest part of the game, or it's just this is a big part where you really have to check out strategy. Here it's not going to make much difference because we just started. But you determine their death. And each one of these guys has to go through the check. We're on turn 1. So all these 0 leaders, so we got to roll a dice. You can cross-reference this. This is the death check chart. On turn 1, we just got to roll a die, and 1 or less kills the leader. So the first guy here is Louis Dampierre, whatever. Dampierre. And we're going to roll for him. So let's see if he survives. And this will be, let's check this out real quick. Hold on for a cough break. All right. 1135 to 1140. So that's only 5 years. Oh, wait, wrong one. That's Lion of Winter. 1137. So this is 3 years later. We'll see who lives and who dies. So this is between first part of turn and this turn is 3 years. Like I said, time goes by. It's really abstract games, but for this leader right here in Burgundy, we're rolling a die, and on 1, he's dead. All right, 5, he survived. And once this game starts going, you need to kind of keep tracks. Like I said, I put those up there. Now for our king. And this is really key because they can go. Go quick. Come on, king roll. 5, he's good. He's good. Most of them will survive. But as it goes, man, these guys drop off left and right. Now for the British king. Going for him, 1 or less. Oh, come on, let me get that die back. This ain't like my tower. I need another tower over here. Ooh, 4. This is the British king. Good to go. Next, Jacob Arberti, maybe. And I like to look these guys up. I'm sure they all got. I would have put portraits. I like portraits on the covers. Oh, the battle box. Now see, this is what happens. This guy's gone. We'll see. All right, now he was that mercenary. Let's flip him over. Yeah, I don't know what you do with him. Huh. I guess he's out of the game. Yeah, because usually you flip them over and they have a place on the track, but I will look that up. All right, next will be the last leader. Right here. John something, I can't read him, but rolling to see if he's gone too. He's a 6, he survives. All right, well, that'll be it for all the leaders. So we can take them all up here now. And there you go. The English non-native is, I guess, what you would call him. Yeah, what's called natives. These are non-natives. These guys can go anywhere. You can see his coat of arms there. Let's find out where he's from. Oh, where is that coat of arms? I don't see it anywhere. So that's probably why he's oh, wait. He's from Flanders. There you go. He's from Flanders. So if he ever came up, he'd be able to raise, I think it's 2 troops. It's twice the number of troops, or the number of troops, maybe it's just 1. And that star is the number of troops he can raise in his homeland. I'm pretty sure we'll look that up. But that is it for the, what do you call it? Phase 8, determine leader death. All right. Oh, and in the box, we forgot one. Determined leaders in play, in routed leader boxes, and in captured leader boxes. All right. So we'll go for him. Charles. Right here. What does he do? He lives. All right, we forgot all about him. Let's look and see. Let me see. Leaders that are removed from play. If dead leader is English or French, flip him over to reveal the leader arriving. Yeah, we did that. Leader lurking there. And place that leader on a turn arrival. If the leader dies, his troops remain on the map for now. It doesn't say anything about the non-aligned leaders, so I guess I took him out of play in the last game, so we'll see what's up. All right, that is it. Now we place leaders. This is key too. This is really key because under turn 1, we're going to come over here and grab all these leaders. There you go, turn 1 leaders. And here's how you do that. And I say every turn, but as the game goes on, I don't know if it really fulfills the deal, because it says every turn 6 new leaders arrive. I don't know later on in that game if that's right, but you will have your 2 non-aligned. We'll find out which side they go on. But you also get your 2 leaders here for the French, or for the English, and here for the French. All right, so these are the ones that come on. If you bring them on in their little areas, I think they get to raise it, so he'll be able to start. If he starts in this area in Paris, in the Paris area, he can bring on 3 troops with him, no matter what. But he can also be placed on any area that we control. But if it's not his home area, he can't raise those types of troops right away. And I'll show you how that's done here in a second. All right. Line leaders. Arriving and returning leaders are placed in the following sequence. Put all line leaders together. All right, I just want to know who went first. The non-initiative player. So, again, the English player gets to pick which leader he wants. You can see here the leader on the right is a better rank, but his battle dice he brings to the battle is only 2. He's got a lesser rank, but he could bring 4. So if I was British, I would pick this guy, meaning this guy goes over to the French. So a non-initiative player gets to pick the leader. He'll go over here, and he'll go over here. That's how you do that. There you go. And you keep on going back and forth until there are no leaders left. The non-initiative player places all of his new leaders. Alright, so that just tells you who goes first. So we'll be placing our leaders here first. We're going to take a little break. We might want to call this a vid because it's getting a little long. But when we come back, don't touch that dial. We'll be going on with more Warriors of God and the mechanics. Be back.